everybody. Welcome to the 7th episode of We Are Food People. Today, I'm joined by Ohan, who is the founder and CEO of Crush Brands in Dubai. Hi, Ian. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks. I think we should probably start by telling everybody how this call came about. So, what was it? It was a week ago, I think, a week Thursday ago, and I ordered a pizza from Freedom Pizza. And at this point, I didn't know that you had quite a lean delivery time, and that was something that you kind of put out there into the market. And I was watching a film, and I got a call to say that my pizza was going to be slightly delayed, and it really took me back. It was an amazing lady called Gift at your Marina outlet, and she called and she said, "Greg, I just wanted to call you in advance to say your pizza might be running a little bit late." So that's how this started. I was blown away by it.
Yeah, I think for us, I mean, it makes me super proud that she did that, and that's what we try and instill in everybody that works in our company. And so it's great when it happens. And what I like is that we always, people make mistakes in in all companies. The question is, what do you do when things don't go perfectly as planned? And for them to take that initiative, and Gift is an amazing lady. She's on a fast track management program, and I guess I can share here on your channel, she's going to be the first female delivery driver in the region as well.
Awesome.
So she's trained. I've got a great photo of her, but and so we'll be doing she did it just because she wanted to be the first female delivery driver. So we said, okay, do that, and so she's the first female delivery driver in the Middle East, I believe.
So good. So look, today we're going to talk about tech, delivery, brands, and the industry as a whole. One thing that I want to start with, which is a bit of a taboo at the moment, aggregators. And I know that you've been fairly vocal about them in the past. But in terms of their, the pressure that they're getting at the moment, the pricing models, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I guess you've got to start from the fact that, and this is my belief, is that delivery is not a profit center. Last mile delivery is an absolute cost center. I mean, that's the business I'm in. I know what it costs to do a delivery. And the notion, so I fundamentally believe that their business models are flawed in their current form. They lose money in every single delivery they make. They're in a battle with each other for market share and price control. Ultimately, the food and beverage industry has abdicated control of the customer relationship to third-party aggregators, which is, to me, the kiss of death, and it's the beginning of the end, to be disconnected from your customer. I think that's a very dangerous place to be. Put aside all the egregious fees and whatnot, but the most important thing is the disconnection from, is being dislocated from your customer. And there's no business in the world that would be happy to be dislocated from its customer.
Yeah. And again, going back to the call that I received from GIF, was the perfect example of, what it means to be connected. Like I felt like I was being looked after, which I think in this region is often hard to find in F&B, unfortunately. Staying with aggregators, Uber Eats pulled out of several markets last week or the week before, and obviously we've seen that Careem have vocally and publicly made an announcement that they're going to be cutting making some redundancies across the business. Delivery and aggregation is changing as well. What do you think the future of delivery looks like? And also, what's the true cost?
So for me, it cost me 20 dirhams to do a delivery. So you take all of our, the number of deliveries divided by the total cost of all of our drivers, petrol, training, safety equipment. It's about 20 dirhams per delivery. Now, for us, we have a different business model because our drivers have we have an additional utility value to our drivers because they're all cross-trained. So that might have easily been a driver calling you from within the store. You'll never see our drivers sitting around smoking, waiting for delivery. If they're sitting around smoking, it's because they're on break. And so we, in fact, most of our general managers for our stores started as delivery drivers. So they're very much part and parcel of our business. And again, the delivery part is a cost center. So if you start from the basis that it costs us, our raw cost is 20 dirhams, to try and make a profit from that, run your tech, run your, have a bunch of drivers sitting around doing nothing most of the day, waiting for deliveries. It's not a very efficient business model.
You were ahead of the game in terms of delivery and tech. You saw this coming many years ago, and I think one of the pioneers in that space, particularly in this region. You've built a platform that's super advanced. It really allows you to get super close to the customer. I think you've got actual contact now with over 350,000 customers.
Yes, on the platform,
How's that impacted your business? Obviously positively, but just talk us through that that journey.
So the idea, so first of all, I'd like to take credit for this great vision about the future of delivery. I was in the delivery business, in the healthy pizza delivery business, long before delivery was a thing. It was just something we did, and we became very good at it. First of all, delivery is hard. That's why most people don't do it. It's not that it's rocket science, but it's hard to do, and it requires a completely different mindset. So if you're in the delivery business, it impacts everything. It impacts who what menu items you have, how you do your packaging, how you run your teams, etc. The technology was a part which was a little bit visionary, because I believed very early on that technology was the best way to stay in touch with our customers. And because we were primarily delivery, that technology was the way to do that. And it became not only a platform for delivery, not for, people today talk about dine-in, they talk about delivery, but it's really, for me, it's about connectivity. Whether that's, somebody being able to play from a salad jar, which is one of our brands, a vending machine with their app, right? Whether it's being able to walk into one of our restaurants and make payment and walk out without even having to touch, put your hand in your pocket. Mm-hmm. It's about the seamless delivery. I believe customers today want to be they want to be catered to wherever they want, whenever they want, and however they want, and by whomever they want. And I think the companies that can do that the best are the ones that are going to thrive in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I was on a call this morning with professionals in the real estate and development side of restaurants, and we actually spoke about the impact of delivery and how that will affect real estate in the future. And this isn't something that we've spoken about before, but what are your thoughts on how restaurants are structured in terms of delivery pickup? Because there's nothing worse, I think, as a customer when you're sitting in, you're enjoying a lunch, and then you get 4, 5, 6 aggregators kind of just aimlessly waiting with a token, waiting to take a bag out, and that it just ruins the experience. So how do you think that needs to change in the future?
I think the obvious answer for that, and it's what we do already, is we have a separate delivery door entrance. So if you go to any of our stores today, because it's part of our kitchen delivery. We go from kitchen to dispatch to entry and exit for our drivers, right? And we don't want that to have anything to do with the customer experience. Mm. What restaurants should be doing is creating dedicated pickup centers in their, which are to the side and away from customers. If they have to do it in their public space, then create a dedicated area for it. So a customer can come and pick up, or a driver can come and pick up. But it's and make it, and give drivers actually some place to go and sit, or to be, that's not in the way. I agree with you. I think it's a big eyesore, and it's a big turnoff to me as a customer. If I walk into a restaurant and I see that, I generally walk out, because I'm not there to watch all these guys stand in front of me, when I want to go and dine in a restaurant.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there are some concepts now that you would walk into, and there'll be more delivery drivers than there would be actual customers sitting down and dining. So the whole ambience just. And
also, I look at the delivery drivers. They're they're generally not clean. They're not their uniforms are poor. They're the bags that they actually like, for me, it leaves a very bad taste in my mouth to see my food being handled in a way that isn't the way I would handle my own food. Yeah. And I think so for us, I see this opportunity. And it's what we do already. There's a big difference between professional delivery and guys that are just picking stuff up and taking it somewhere. You know, we are transporting food. This isn't a, you know, we're not Amazon. We're transporting food.
Mm.
And it needs to be handled properly by people who know what they're doing. It needs to be packaged properly. Hot food goes in hot bags. Cold food goes in cold bags. You know, we keep all of our cold bags and we test all of our, you know, 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. A lot of our food arrives colder than when it left the restaurant. You know, we do, and you know, the food cannot shift.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we do is designed around delivery. We spend probably more time or equal amounts of time making sure that the packaging works, that the delivery bags are also, and we custom design our delivery bags, and we do cold packs, hot packs, so we make sure the food is delivered properly.
Good. One more question, and this is one that probably would hit a lot of people straight between the eyes. Do you think restaurants can coexist with aggregators?
In the current business model, no. And I'll say why, because they're not battling with us. And I think our industry is very confused. And we think as an industry that we can battle with these aggregators and third-party delivery companies, but our industry doesn't understand what they're after. What they're after is the customer data, and they're fighting each other. So the problem is that their interests have nothing to do with our futures. You know, if you go out of business, there's 2 other restaurants behind them. If they go out of business, they'll start their own restaurants. You know, so there's a complete misalignment of interests in the way that this is. You know, there's a conflict of interest without question. And I don't believe in their current form aggregators can coexist, because the real battle is taking place between themselves.
Well, look, I mean, I don't get paid enough to have the answers to some of those questions and to know what the relationships will be moving forward. But I just hope that there can be a solution found, that restaurants can come out on top and still service their customers in a way that the customer wants.
What's important is that the customer wants delivery, right? You know, so that's super important. So the industry has to find a way to make that available to the customer. You know, third-party delivery stepped in because we as an industry didn't do our jobs, which was to satisfy what our customers are requiring. But their business model doesn't work either. They satisfied the requirement of the customer. They themselves don't make money, and the restaurants don't make money. So that's not a great business model. Something has to change.
Absolutely. Well, watch this space. I'm sure, you know, me included, everybody's looking at it to see what's going to happen. There is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of questions. There's support that's needed, and there's definitely a lot of answers that I think will come out over the next few weeks. But Ian, thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you for being thought-provoking as always. And I'm sure we'll catch up very soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ian. Bye-bye.